Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your free NBA basketball preview and prediction for Monday. It is February 27th. Hope you have yourself a good start to your Cash Out Monday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by ATSCalculator.com. You want to check out the ATS Calculator today. In fact, we're going to do one game between Boston and New York. You got the you go to the away team pull-down menu, put in Boston, go to the home team, put in New York, create the ATS result, and you can see we got the Celtics winning tonight, 3.7 and the 3.79 with the line on that game is, I believe it's -2 for the Boston Celtics. Yeah, -2 and 223.5 is the total, and we got the total landing on 225.2. So we do like this game to go over the total, and that's how you can use the ATSCalculator.com website today. All right, let's get to your SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and this is like my Dow Jones Industrial, where I track all the sports betting market finances to see how the the psychology of the betting public, see what the bookmaker is thinking, and like my good friend always says, Ross Benjamin, think like a bookmaker, and let's see how the favorites have done the last 7 days, and yeah, they are on quite the run. Just like in the NHL show today I talked about the puck line. The puck line had a great run for 7 days. Well, look at that. The favorites in the NBA on a 7-day average, they are now winning on an average of 81.3% straight up, 67.4%, and that is a big difference between 49.8 on the season, where the bookmakers. And again, when you're in the sports betting market, you have to keep track of the market, right? It's like when it's like Bitcoin, it's like the stock market. The Dow Jones had a big run, a bit of a pullback last week. It's the same thing in sports betting, right? What goes up must come down. Favorites can't win forever. Underdogs can't win forever. Same thing with the over-unders. So this is why, keep an eye. And the one thing, this is really important. The one thing you can't control, we don't know if favorites are going to keep going. Underdogs eventually will have their day. There'll be a pullback in the favorites. The only thing you really can control is the amount of money you place on that bet tier today. You can control your units, but you can't control what's going to happen on the floor, on the court. But you can't control what happens in your wallet, right? So that's one thing I always suggest. Whenever you get a hot market like this, pull back on your units. If you're basically a 3-4 unit player, maybe you scale back to 1 unit until we hit back a little bit of a pullback, and then we get right back in it, right? That's the way in the long run. And I'm going to have an article today on ATSStats.com on bankroll management. You want to check that out at ATSStats.com. All right, there's your tip of the day. And speaking of tips, let's get to the action. And wow, what a game did we have Saturday night in Philadelphia between the Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. I really thought that Embiid knew, right? As soon as he left, he just went right to the dressing room because he knew that he needed about a second more to get that. What a basket! But yeah, great game probably the game of the year. And speaking of the game of the year, Lakers, hate to give the Lakers credit, but I got to give them credit yesterday. They had quite the comeback. What a choke job by the Mavs. Anyways, we're on to this game between the Heat and the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly -6 is the line, 217 is the total, and we are going to lean with Philadelphia in this one, 112 to 108, the over-under at 221.6. So we do like this one to go over the total. Philadelphia coming in 7-3 straight up and against the point spread in their last 10 games. And again, off that 110-107 victory over Boston, while Miami, they lost to the Charlotte Hornets 108-103, and 4-6 straight up on the year. Not having a really good year. I think the injury bug is really, the chemistry is mixing up the chemistry on the floor. You never know who's in the lineup for the Heat. And 4-6, 2-8 against the point spread. Ooh, as Joe Namath would say, they are struggling big time. And also they're on a 4-game straight up and ATS losing streak. Detroit Pistons taking on those Charlotte Hornets off that big win. In fact, Charlotte's on a 4-game win streak right now. 6.5 is the line, 235.5 is the total, and we are going to lean with the Hornets in this one. 123 to 116, the over/under at 240.06. So we do like this one to go over the total. Detroit riding a 4-game losing streak and off a 4-point loss. In fact, Toronto didn't score a lot of points either. 95-91 was the final against the Raptors, and that game I believe was played on Saturday. All right, Boston Celtics taking on the New York Knicks. Boston, let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown spot here. Maybe the bookmaker's telling us something with the line at -2. I had the line at -5.9, so maybe that emotional letdown could be a factor tonight at Madison Square Gardens, where the New York Knicks, fresh off that 128-106 victory against the Pelicans, and we do have the The Boston Celtics winning tonight but not covering. 110-109, the over-under at 220.19. Boston coming in on a 3-game win streak, but don't look now. The New York Knicks, 5-game win streak straight up and against the point spread, and they've won 80% of their last 10 games straight up and against the number. And your final game of the evening will be played at one of my favorite names, the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. The Pelicans, a 4.5-point favorite, 226.5 is the total, and we are going to lean with the Pels in this one. 117-111, the over-under at 228.99, a little Gretzky right there. And you can see New Orleans on a 3-game straight up and ATS losing streak. And for the Magic, they are 5-5 straight up. And 80% of the Magic's last 10 games have gone under the total. That's why your Kogo is at a pretty high 58%. Kogo stands for a chance of game going over the total. All right, speaking of those Magic, check this out of the total. Anytime you got the Orlando Magic as a road underdog versus a Southwest opponent, and they're coming off 2 games that went under the total, well, 80% of the games went over the total for the Orlando Magic in their next game, and that is your stat of the day, courtesy of ATSStats.com. All right, let's get to your number one sports betting option here today, and let's go right back to Orlando. However, C-type team, and anybody knows the Rain Report in the C and the A, B's, and C's of the betting markets. C-type teams just means they're a team below 500, and you can't trust those C-type teams. 4.5-point road underdog against New Orleans. They've been neutral 48 days. That is very impressive. So that means they win one, lose one almost the last 2 months, and that's pretty impressive, really. And against, let me see here, they're playing a C-type team. They win 52%. So of all the A, B's, and C's, they do the best against the teams that are beatables. And the strength of schedule is pretty respected at 49%. So basically, SOS stands for strength of schedule. So the last 7 opponents they had all had a combined winning record of 49%. That's how you can see if a team, if a team is 8-0, the strength of schedule is like 25%. Then you gotta, treat it with what it is, right? But 3 ATS losing streaks, so the law of average does favor the Magic here tonight. 25 and 36 on the road though, only 10-20, a little bit better at home, but still a losing record. The daily market value index, I had them at plus 645, so we're not getting a real great price here tonight according to the daily market value index. But the thing I do like, the cow, is at 40.6% chance of winning the game straight up. And again, anytime you get the cow at 40 or higher, I'll always give it a courtesy look, right? And if you're wondering, what is this thing here you're talking about, sports betting options? So what we do in the Rain Report, we take a look at all the handicapping angles, all the situational handicapping, and we say, okay, put it in the algorithm, in the formula, and spit out the team that has the best handicapping situation. And for tonight, it is the Orlando Magic. All right, speaking of tips, if you go to our website now, you'll see a tips and advice section. And if you want to get better at sports betting, top 10 reasons why sports bettors win. You want to check out that article, but just like the arrow says, what goes up must come down. We also give you the top 10 reasons why sports bettors lose, and that's good to know. You know why? Because you might find yourself saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, I think I do that, so I got to pay attention to that. We're just making you more aware of the do's and don'ts of sports betting, and that's why you want to check out the Rain Report at atsstats.com today. All right, hope you enjoyed the show. Always gives a thumbs up. And subscribe to our channel. That's what we love. We love people who subscribe, and we love people who want to get better and just learn one thing a day, right? If you keep learning each and every day, you will get better whichever you do, and hopefully we can help you through your journey. All right, it is a Cash Out Monday. It is February 27th. I'll see you back here on a Ruby Tuesday. Cheers.